Good morning. It's 8:16. My guest is Ron Poliquin from the Poliquin Law Firm. Great to have you here, Ron.
Great to be here, Dan. Thanks for inviting me.
It's good to finally have you on the radio. I thought this would be a good match for some time. I always get a kick out of you. I watch your work from a distance.
Yeah, it's fun. I have a passion for helping people, and I think, being an attorney, you can be an advocate and really affect people's lives, so it's awesome.
What kind of work do you do mostly, specializing in what?
I represent plaintiffs almost exclusively in employment law. That means if you're an employee, meaning I represent the workers in employment law. I represent people in civil rights cases, meaning if you've been a victim of police brutality or medical malpractice cases, if you've been a patient and a doctor has made a mistake, personal injury cases. But I represent individuals almost exclusively.
You're seeing, you said, some issues with COVID and people that were furloughed and coming back. And I don't know, what kind of issues are you seeing here today?
I think here's what happened with COVID, okay? For the most part, people that are happy with their work are not seeing me. They're not calling Ron Poliquin to see if they can have any potential lawsuits. But once you get furloughed, you might be looking at some of those issues. Those issues could be if you were not paid overtime during your time. That's a big issue that goes on today, especially medium-sized employers failing to pay people overtime. For the most part, if you work over 40 hours a week, you're entitled to overtime. And some people are like, well, I'm salaried. I'm a manager. I'm like, and then we ask a couple of questions. Who exactly you're managing? What is exactly your salary? And it turns out these people are entitled to over 40 hours a week. So it's not just what you're labeled. It's actually what you're doing. Also, if you were furloughed, and who are they bringing back? Are they bringing back all the younger workers, and you're all of a sudden you're over 50? All the over 50-year-olds aren't being brought back, or you were told you were furloughed for a while, and then all of a sudden you get a call, hey, you're being terminated, and then all of a sudden you see later your job's actually being advertised. So, what was I terminated, or why is my job being advertised? So those are the kind of issues that are affecting people as they come back from the pandemic, after a lot of people got furloughed, and how are employers dealing with these people after the pandemic?
Right. Also, you mentioned in the workplace in terms of discrimination, and I didn't know this, but you say there's sometimes medical marijuana discrimination.
Absolutely. The law is in Delaware, and a lot of employers have not caught up with this, to my great satisfaction. The fact that you cannot discriminate someone just simply because they have a medical marijuana card.
Right.
What happens a lot is you have a job opening, and someone gets selected, they get hired for a job, and then all of a sudden you take the drug test. They test inevitably positive for marijuana. They show, well, I got a medical marijuana card. Well, sorry, you're dealing with trucks, you're working with heavy equipment or whatever. We can't hire you. That is absolutely illegal in the state of Delaware. There's no safety provision. It's just like anything else. I mean, it's just like any other
prescription.
Prescription, exactly. Right. So
normally, I thought with most drug tests, like if you tested positive for an opiate, and then you said, "No, I have a prescription for a back."
Exactly.
I took Percocet today. They go, "Oh, okay."
Right.
It should be the same. It is the same legally for marijuana.
Basically. The only exception is if it deals with federal grants or federal money, like if someone's building if some construction company's building something with federal money, and obviously marijuana is still illegal under federal laws, but under the state law. But that's a big issue. That's happening to people all the time, where they apply for a job, they're qualified, they get the job, drug test comes in, you don't have the job anymore. They revoke the offer, and then they get a letter from me saying, hey, this isn't right.